listen to the show and peep what these dudes bring. If you didn't know, it's an orange and blue thing. Hope to win the championship and a few rings.
We're talking baseball.
It's an orange and blue thing. Walk off if the game's tied like shoestrings. It's a Mets podcast, orange and blue thing. Beat the other team with defense and a few swings. LFGM, it's an orange and blue thing.
That was impressive.
How I was trying to hold it in to not laugh. Okay, that turn to the left that I just did to look at Julia is actually the first time I've looked at Julia since she's been in the building. Because nice of you to show up.
I not show up?
You're
though?
here. You are here.
here. I pushed for this show to be at like 1:30, and Darren was like, "It's gonna be a nice day. I want to get on a bike." I'm like, "Okay, we could do 12:30, but it's gonna be adventure mode. I'm coming from work. I gotta rush. Whatever."
No, you're here.
I'm here.
You're here.
My butt's in the seat.
You are here for the first time in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So last week, COVID. How you feeling?
Much better. Totally fine. Negative. All good.
Absolutely awesome. The week before that was the stomach bug, and the week before that was our first episode of the season. So Anyway, what's up, Mets fans? Happy Thursday to you. Did I say Mets fans or Mets fans?
I don't know.
Happy Thursday to you. Season 6 of Orange and Blue Thing, episode 4. And we are back in the studio, thankfully. So thank you guys for checking in. If you're watching live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, we do check in on the chat here, and we also are giving away some tickets, or at least one ticket for next Tuesday's doubleheader in just a little bit, because Julia can't make it. So what I wanted to talk to you about, which I know your schedule is absolutely insane, but my schedule next week is nuts.
Okay. Mine should actually kind of be relatively okay next week.
Okay, so you have to let me know when we could do the show, because Monday is my anniversary. Or my wedding anniversary. This is my crazy week. Yeah. This is my nuts week. So Kelly's birthday is on Saturday.
Okay.
Then Amelia's birthday is the next week, but we're going to Disney next weekend.
Fun.
So we have to fit in next week's show. You have to let me know when we're going to do that.
I think really any time after 12 on any day. 12 or later on any day should be fine.
Okay. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
I'm very happy about that, though, because normally, we're walking around the dog. We're working around the dog walking schedule.
Slip.
Yeah.
Yes. Walking around the dogs.
So if you guys are watching live, let us know where you're watching from in the chat. We will pull some of you into here so we can give you a little shout out. So the Mets are 14-6. They still have the best record in baseball. They have a 700 winning percentage, and they are have a plus 33 run differential. That's not the best in baseball right now, but still plus 33. Happy to see that. So I think we talked about it last week, and you kind of get shit on when you're too happy in the beginning of the season, because then people are always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, don't get too excited. You're still Mets fans. They can still fuck this up, or Mets this up, or whatever you want to say. And we are rapidly approaching May, which is Sunday.
Crazy.
So we are getting into not the mix of summer, but we are almost through April. So when are you really going to allow yourself to be fully invested? Because I think we asked this last week as well. Yeah. You said you're kind of all in now.
And I am always with this team the pessimist. Not because I like being a Debbie Downer and like I hate being the person who's just like shitting on things other people are excited about. It's never about that. It's just that like there's no feeling I hate more in the world than like disappointment. So I just like to expect the worst and then be pleasantly surprised. But it's slightly different this year, and I will tell you why. Not only, they always get off to a hot start. I feel like they like always start the season.
Even the Mickey Callaway era, they were like 11-1 one year.
They're fine. But what's different to me about this year is they're always confident, but they're also being realistic and aware. Like Max Scherzer's being like, it's April, we haven't won shit. Like nothing really counts. Chris Bassett saying the same thing. And for me, it almost like takes that burden off of my shoulders. Like I don't have to be the realistic one because I know that they are. It's different. It's not like they're being delusional, like, oh, like we're the team to beat and like whatever. Right. It's like they're like, we haven't done shit. We just got to keep playing well or whatever. And I feel like that's a sustainable mindset. So I'm excited. I'm pretty sure Bassett the other night during the post game, during like the interviews, which I actually like that they're doing at the lockers again. It's not like it's
the
nice.
Zoom.
It's very normal.
Even though the reporters have to be masked up, whatever. That's the rules as far as now is concerned.
Whatever.
Whatever. Any way to get it done, so like we're getting back to somewhat sort of normalcy with like the coverage.
For sure.
Because before the Zoom whatever pressers was the only interactions the beat had with the players. So they were all kind of getting the exact same story. They didn't have one-on-ones,
right?
Which I don't know if they have one-on-ones now, but you know what I mean? They weren't as close. And
you don't see the little,
But I'm pretty sure Bassett was the one was like, yeah, we did win our first 6 series of the season, but I'm more concerned with winning the last 6 series of the season.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I mean, I'm pumped up though. This is the first time in the Mets history that they have won the first 6 series of a season. So
I'm excited too.
How could you not be fired up?
I am. I really am. And I don't get this excited this early, but I am.
You look fired up. You look very happy.
I am. It's just so fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to be me right now. It's fun to be you right now. It's fun to be a Mets fan right now. Maybe not so much watching the game yesterday, but although actually it was pretty fun.
Well, yesterday,
it was fun to watch.
If you happen to miss it, you missed a lot of fireworks.
Yeah.
So Steven Matz was pitching against the Mets, and everyone knows that someone thought that I didn't know Steven Matz was a Met. It was pretty funny. Like the interactions I was having yesterday, must have been a troll, but I was watching the game and I was tweeting along and writing something about like when things started getting a little heated before they eventually did have the benches clearing, non-brawl, whatever it was.
Right.
I wrote like, wouldn't it be something if the Mets really went out and got Max Scherzer because Steve Cohen was so pissed that Matz and his agent kind of disrespected him, and Matz was on the hill yesterday, and now Max Scherzer is a Met. I was like, wouldn't it be something if like the benches did finally clear for real, and Max Scherzer smacked the shit out of Matz, and someone wrote back to me like, Matz was a Met. I'm like, oh really? I didn't know that. Was he also from Long Island? Like, come on.
Does he have a sandwich at Seaport Deli?
Yeah. So anyway, let's get back to the chat here. So we have Michael Giordino in Staten Island. We have Eli in Huntington. We have Jim in Palm Coast. Jim goes to a lot of the outings, I think. We have Ryan in upstate New York. We got a bunch of people checking in.
Oh, do you want to read my name?
Oh, yeah. Julia Quadrino. Look at that sign. That's twice the size of mine. Thank you to Brian Shoemaker. The backup one, wasn't it on your desk? Did you move it? It's over there.
I literally sat down and you clicked start on this thing. I haven't done anything.
So the original one, they're both metal, by the way. So Shu's a machinist, an engineer, and his shop's right down the block from here. So I guess on his off time or after hours extracurricular activity, he made this for you and then painted it. So it does look similar to my locker tag from the fantasy camp.
Just much bigger.
Yeah, twice the size. So I'm cool with it. It's all good. It's all good. So if you watched last week or any of the previous weeks, we do give things away each week. So right here, I didn't have it actually in my possession last week, but this is the Lindor Bobble Gnome that they gave away.
I cannot remember the last time a bobblehead or anything looked as accurate.
Are they giving this away this weekend, or was this a giveaway last weekend?
I want to say it's April 30th.
Oh, so it's this weekend's giveaway.
Yeah.
And we're already giving them away?
I guess.
Oh, cool. All right. So I guess this is this weekend's giveaway.
Yeah.
But I already have 3 of them. So
let's go.
Last week's winners, which we will get to a little bit later. I want to keep you guys interested.
Yeah, you got to keep watching.
They have already been selected. I do that before the show. So each week we give away something on the show. This week we are giving away gift cards for the 7 Lines website.
Awesome.
So we have a lot of things coming out that people seem to be very interested in. And I don't know if you look down at my feet so far today, but
these are fire. I was so excited.
The sneakers. Let me show you guys if you didn't see yet. I didn't post this photo on Facebook yet, but on Twitter, this is already out there. So these are the sneakers that we're coming out with. We don't have that many of them, and people get so pissed when I say that, but we really don't. Like, I wasn't sure exactly how many to make. This is the first run of them. We will be making more, so don't worry if you miss out.
Right.
Which I'm sure you might miss out because there's not that many of them, and they're already one less because I'm keeping these, of course. So I
love the socks, the combination,
the combo platter,
head to toe.
Yeah, I knew I was going to put these on when I got to work today, so I have the Homer and Apple socks on as well today. So anyway, if you're not watching and you're listening afterwards as a podcast, go to our social platforms and you can check out the photo. But they're basically Converse style sneakers. They are not made by Converse, but they're Converse style sneakers. They are pinstripe. They have a racing stripe down the back, which is stitched on there. It looks awesome.
Will there be half sizes?
No half sizes, unfortunately. Damn. So similar to like do you ever wear Converse?
I used to. Yeah.
So Converse are typically run big, and so do these. So you usually go down a size.
Okay.
So I'm going to recommend that to anyone that's interested. But if you do win this week's giveaway, which is a gift card, you can put it towards the sneakers. So I was reading online, like there's a couple people that purposely like to chirp every time I show off something that's new and like, what is it going to be, $1 million? Like your prices are crazy, yada yada. These are, I think, very reasonable. They're going to be between, I think, $60 and $70. I can't remember, but
that's a steal.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's actually less expensive than Converse.
Yeah, that's a really good price for nice sneakers.
I'm almost positive that don't quote me. I think it's going to be either 65 or 70. I don't know, somewhere between that, but not higher than 70 for sure.
Awesome.
And in the first batch, we have, I think, sizes 7 to 12 or 13 or something like that.
Is it like men's and women's unisex?
Men's only for now.
Okay.
And then we are going to be ordering a kids version and women's on the next batch.
Awesome.
So I want to see how quickly these go first, and then we will reorder them, order more if we need to. I'm sure we will, and then order women's and children's as well. So sit tight for that. Did you happen to listen to the radio broadcast all this week? Were you in the car? Did you put the Odyssey app on?
I was, but can I just vent for a second about how shitty
Vent it up.
880 comes in on Long Island? Like,
that's why I need the Odyssey app.
Oh my God, I do, because I try to listen to it in the car, like in between dog walks, and no matter what town I'm in, you can barely hear anything. What I ended up doing actually was I have my phone on Bluetooth and I put on the SNY app, so I was listening to Gary and Ron on the car, but I wasn't really. I was
very angry with the SNY app the other night.
Oh, I know, it kind of stinks. It's new. So.
No. They didn't before. When the SNY app first came out, they said, yes, we will be carrying all SNY and Picks games.
Oh yeah, they didn't have Picks, right?
So on Saturday night, I was in Connecticut. I raced on Sunday, so
How'd you do?
I got 5th, which I'm actually proud of.
Let's go.
Whatever. The series I went to, it's like a lot of fast guys in New England, and there was over like 15. I think there was 15 guys in the class. So to get 5th, to only have 4 guys beat me, and I beat like the majority of them, I was happy with that.
Awesome, good for you.
But not good enough. Did I tell you about ice cream?
No, but tell me more about ice cream.
Before I go to a race, I buy a little ice cream.
Oh.
And then if I do well, I reward myself when I get home. It wasn't good enough for ice cream, but it's still in the freezer. Anyway, so I'm at the track wanting to watch the game, and I turn on the SNY app, and it wasn't on Pix 11. I mean, it wasn't on the app, but it was on Pix 11. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's supposed to be on here. So I don't want to be like a dick, but I was writing about it on Twitter, and I'm like, oh, what's on? What they were playing on the SNY app was like, that show, like, it's called Oh Yeah.
Oh yeah. Why?
It was like, oh yeah, 1985. Like, who cares about whatever the fuck was going on in 1985?
Also,
besides good and lighten it up, but still,
who is opening the SNY app and sitting there watching the SNY app to watch Oh Yeah 1985 or anything
instead
other than
of
the Mets game?
The Mets game. Yeah. Well, so then I wrote like, oh yeah, let's watch Oh Yeah, or how about like what was that dating show?
Prospects.
I'm like, maybe we could watch Prospects for the 1,000,000th time, or the 10 Mets classics. But anyway, they did figure it out within like the first few innings, and then they did get it on the app.
Okay, good.
So whatever, they fixed whatever the issue was, but still, I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, I'm sitting here excited to like watch the game. Like, I was in the pits with some people, like, oh, you want to like hang out? I was like, sorry, I gotta go watch the Mets game. Like, instead of like being
a
stuff
social
at the
human
track.
being.
Yeah, it's like, sorry guys, like 7:00. I gotta go watch the game. Anyway, they did fix it, so good things on that front. But yeah, the 880, it's 2022 and we can't get radio reception, which is unbelievable.
Terrible.
Odyssey app for sure. You should download it. But
I will.
This weekend, or this series, was Jake Eisenberg's first.
Yes, I did hear him a little bit.
For
he
Howie.
did
great.
It was awesome.
It's always tough getting used to like new things.
Yeah. Did you hear the story Gary told about that game, the game when the Mets came back and won with Dom Smith diving into first? What happened to him?
What happened to who?
Jake.
No.
So it's decided in the radio booth like who's going to do which inning, like the play-by-play.
Yeah. And they switch off on every other inning or something like that.
And it's his job, or usually it's Wayne's job, to go down to the field after the game and get like interviews with whatever.
Okay.
So when, oh my God,
I didn't know that.
My brain just like with the Cardinals, when the Cardinals were winning, he started going down to the field. Or no, maybe this was the Diamondbacks. I think this was the Diamondbacks. I'm sorry. This was not the Cardinals last year. So whatever game they came back and won against the Diamondbacks, whatever it was. Okay. But it was the last inning. He had gone all the way down to the field only for the game to get tied up, and there was going to be another inning. So then he had to run back up to the booth, but he got lost going back to the booth and like went all the way up the staircase to a door that was locked, like had to go back and like whatever, and just made it back in time and then still called the whole inning.
Wow.
So.
I mean, I'm sure like Wayne's a pro. He could have like stepped in.
But I'm pretty sure that was like his first game that it happened. Yeah.
Well, so if you don't follow Jake already, hit him up on Twitter. What is it? At Jake Eisenberg with an _ afterwards. So after this, I guess he's off until the Mets go away again. I know he's definitely going to be actually not always away. Like it's only the West Coast one. So he's definitely going to be in Denver,
right?
Which so will we. So that should be a good time. So shout out to Jake. Congrats on the new gig. And it sounded like you did great so far. So speaking of doing great, our friend Too Gooden on Twitter How do people at this point that have Twitter, that are like on the internet, not understand that people like troll for fun? And it's not like malicious troll. It's not like a troll who like will tweet at you or me or whoever to like be dicks.
It's funny.
It's funny.
But also just like, I can't fathom, like if you just look at his profile, like the bio, to me, that doesn't sound like a real thing. It sounds like a joke.
Right.
I really think it's the profile picture. It's the fact that he has a professional headshot as his picture. If he had anything else, I don't think people would fall for it.
Well, the funniest part of this for me is that, have you met Mark in person? Like, you know Mark. Like, we know this is a real person.
Yeah, and that is him.
Right. So usually,
and his last name isn't Gooden, to my knowledge.
So. No, it's definitely not. So like, it's different for people who, think that it's cool to be like a troll on the internet, which I don't really understand it, but I guess people like.
But this is like harmless, good fun.
What do they call them on there? They call them trollers.
So Mark, who is really Mark, and it's his real photo, people kind of get confused. Like, yeah, this does look like a real guy, So if you're not watching live and you're listening afterwards, I have his Twitter profile on the screen right now. He is the New York Mets beat writer for the Federalist, BBWAA Hall of Fame voter, formerly the DC Examiner. And he says his podcast is Red, White, and Mets, the Nationalist League, and he's an expert on the weather, HIPAA, and copyright. So it's totally a joke, but people don't get it. So that's the best part about the entire thing, because he'll write like funny shit that people should be like, oh, that's just like
a joke.
This is satire. This is funny,
it's
whatever.
It's literally like The Onion for a Mets beat writer.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
It's
but
excellent.
People don't get it.
No. So if you happen to miss his tweet yesterday, which went extremely viral, he posted the screenshot of it. 1 million impressions.
Honestly, no one's doing it like him. No one's doing it at all. But I feel like if anybody did, no one could do it as effectively as this. I don't know where he got the idea to start doing this either.
I think just boredom, probably. It's probably like the pandemic. Like, what can I do with my life? And
how easy is it to be a beat writer?
Right.
I think that is how it started. Like, he's like, I can literally, like, all it takes for a beat writer is to just like see like the lineup you tweet. Like, all you have to do is just they all tweet the same thing.
Well, what he writes now is he takes the obvious, but he starts it with Federalist exclusive. And he's like, Max Scherzer's pitching tonight. Like random shit that you should just know. Like, hey, this is a joke. I got to find the original thing that started this whole thing. It was okay, because Steve Cohen replied to it, and then it got real legs. Yeah. So Mark wrote on Twitter. Per source, Steve Cohen walked through the visiting clubhouse in St. Louis last night and made it clear that any Mets player who hits a home run off Steven Matz today will get a new car, which you have to be like, all right, that's probably a joke, right?
Right.
So Steve Cohen replied, oh, damn, where is it? And then Tiki and Tierney put it on the air. I think Boomer and Gio did as well. Damn, where is it? So this is funny. Steve Cohen replies, interesting, given I've never been to St. Louis.
Which is also kind of wild to me that he's never been to St. Louis. But I love how that's also the way he phrased it. I've never been to St. Louis.
Right.
Not like interesting, given that why would I say that?
Right. And then he followed it up with instantly, clearly I fell for something. What is this account? Twitter is a minefield.
And that's now look at Mark, that's now his cover photo.
Oh yeah, of course. Because that's Mark's cover photo now. It's unbelievable. And I can't get enough of it. I absolutely love it. Right. So if you're not following Mark, and I just don't understand people that don't have a sense of humor.
I know. I think it's one of the more harmless things on the internet.
Very harmless compared to the things that we see on the internet. Absolutely. So tell us about your t-shirt quilt.
Oh, so I finally got to order it.
Did they tell you when it's going to come?
Excited. I think it said something like 5 to 6 weeks, I want to say, because you got to send it out. They got to make it, all that stuff.
Right. Yeah, of course. Custom.
All that stuff. So I am very excited about it. I had the math I had to do because I wanted like a certain number of t-shirts, but then I want the fronts of some of the t-shirts and just the backs of the other. So it took a minute to kind of figure out which ones. I want to preface because I feel like you're going to nitpick my quilt. One, I included Zach Wheeler on it. He wasn't on the 2015 team technically, but he was part of the Wilmer Flores trade, and I feel like he's still a part of it. So I put his jersey.
This is your quilt. Too. You do with it what you please.
No, you're gonna nitpick it, just like you were trying to nitpick my opening day streak with my dad because we went to the away one.
I don't think.
So don't tell me you.
I don't know if that really counts.
It does count. It's opening day. We had never specified home or away. It was just opening day.
Whatever.
Anyway. And then also I just wanted like jerseys of like all the players who were on that team. So I didn't want to cut up. I have like a David Wright jersey from that year with the World Series.
Oh my God.
patch.
Imagine you cutting up a David Wright anything.
I have a bunch of jerseys. So I did put one of them. It was one of my older ones, and it's a black jersey. And I feel like you would nitpick the fact that the Mets didn't wear black jerseys in 2015. I hope the rest of that is okay. And then there was like a couple random 7-line shirts I just wanted to throw. I don't know if they were from 2015. They weren't like outing shirts, just like shirts in general. So
awesome.
Very
so
excited.
If you don't know what Julia's talking about, I don't know where you've been, but Project Repat, great friends of the show. We've been we've been friends of theirs and partners of theirs for a couple years now. So we sell and give out a tremendous amount of t-shirts per year, especially our outings. Like we're going to Denver next in a few weeks now with 1,300 people. So not everyone wears like the outing shirt after the outing.
Right.
But anyway, so if you want to do something with all your extra t-shirts, whether it's Mets stuff, the 7-line, whatever, maybe you're a marathon runner, you do like a Tough Mudder, and you got these shirts from events that you want to kind of document your life, you can turn them into a cool t-shirt quilt. So go to projectrepat.com and check out their website. You could scroll down and see all the different options of the different sizes. What sizes do you get?
I got the twin. Yes, I got the twin.
So you do the lap size, the twin size, the full, the large, the queen, all different options there. You send them your shirts, they cut it up, they sew it together, and they send it out to you when it's all complete. So check them out. Go to projectrepat.com. You can see all the different happy customers that they have from the reviews. They have almost 30,000 reviews on the site and over 500,000 happy customers. 500,001 now because of Julia. So check them out, projectrepat.com. 30% off with the code 7line22, the number 7 LINE 22, and check them out. So Nolan Arenado, soft as charming, but I'm putting a but in here right now.
Okay.
Because I don't want to call Pete out here.
Okay.
But his comments after the fact were a little like weird to me, because it's like I could put someone in the hospital, I could do this, I could do that. Like, yeah, it's talking after the fact,
right?
And I understand when you get wrapped up and you get pulled from behind, and then like Pujols is in your face,
right? You're
probably not gonna like disrespect like the future Hall of Famer who's trying to be like, hey, calm down,
right.
Pete doesn't seem like that kind of guy, but for him to after the fact say, if I wanted to, I could put people in the hospital. I don't know how that really jives with me.
I understand that. I think his point was that like he was saying like I wasn't trying to like go after anyone. I was trying to protect my own guys,
right.
And I didn't get the chance to do that because I was pulled back from behind and tackled onto the ground. And then once again, my health and safety is being put at risk because people are seeing me as a threat one way or another, where it's as a hitter at the plate, or now because I'm a big, strong guy who could put people in the hospital. And I'm angry, so you're going to diffuse me before you even realize that I'm not trying to hurt anyone. I'm whatever.
Yeah.
I think he was just heated.
Well, I think too, like when you have like 15 reporters in your face with microphones asking you like, hey, what are you going to do? Like as also, a man, it probably does strike you a little bit like, all right, what's his name? Stubby Clapp.
What a name.
Stubby Clapp held me back. Like
that's another thing. When a guy named Stubby Clapp is the one who drags you to the ground, like you got to defend yourself a little bit there.
But it was a little weird to me because there was no, as far as I know, there was no punches thrown. The person who got the most physically like assaulted in this thing was Pete Alonso.
And also poor Tomas Nido, if you see him threw him out of the way.
Yeah.
Which I felt so bad because clearly then Nido wasn't trying to instigate anything. He was trying to just like calm him down. Like whatever.
That's usually the catcher's job. Right. Like you don't let them run out and pummel your pitcher, So the catcher usually does get in between. But yeah, Arenado was having none of that and like kind of tossed Nido, which was also a little like deflating as well.
Right.
So, watching the whole thing unfold, they kind of knew this shit was going to brew over eventually. But the fact of the matter is Lindor got hit in the face, in the head.
Mm-hmm.
And you heard probably by now, he was going to take off the flap before that at bat. And he left it on. He couldn't get it off in time. Maybe they were fucking around with the tools or whatever. So thankfully he left it on.
Wow.
Pete Alonso got hit in the head twice.
Mm-hmm.
These guys kind of took it. And they didn't escalate it to the point that Arenado did.
Arenado
didn't even
literally
get hit.
Got up and walked to first base.
Right. So Arenado, which you have to remember, the pitch to Nimmo like an inning earlier was way closer.
Right.
Nimmo hit the deck.
Right.
Arenado just backed up and like tried to be tough.
I don't know if you saw it, but someone literally took his starting position when he was standing in the batter's box before the pitch was thrown and then showed where the pitch ended up.
Mm-hmm.
It's nowhere near his head. It's like shoulder length at best.
Right.
And like I'm sorry. I could rant about this for hours. I feel like I don't want to go on and on, but I just think, like, I understand. Obviously, that pitch was on purpose to some degree. It was a statement pitch being like, if you're going to throw inside to our guys, we'll throw inside to your guys, whatever the case may be. But like, as Nolan Arenado, how it just seemed so comical to me that he's getting upset when really all the Mets did was say like, hey, this is how you locate a pitch. This is where I meant to throw it, and it actually went there. Obviously, none of the Cardinals pitchers are trying to hit anyone, but the fact of the matter is they can't locate where they're trying to throw it. So I think the statement there really was, this is how you locate a pitch. I wanted to throw here and back you off the plate, and that's what I did. Take note. Like, and I don't understand how he has the audacity then to freaking like start chirping and charge them out. It's just wild to me.
Well, it's you have to look at like case by case basis, because like JD Davis get hit in the foot yesterday as well. Obviously, I don't think that was on purpose.
I will say I missed that. I didn't see the replay of it
and
yet.
He actually looked like he came out of the game. So hopefully nothing serious. He got hit like, and it was his birthday too. So to get rocked on your birthday, taken out of the game.
Sucks.
I think it was his birthday. Either that or it was the day before.
Yeah.
But either way. Yeah, I mean, certain times where like it does like up and in, obviously that's a statement pitch, but like when it gets away from the pitcher, it's a little bit different. But when they did talk to Bassett the other night, he did say, this is not just like a pitching issue. It's the balls.
So he tried to give the Cardinals an excuse, and then you heard what the Cardinals pitcher said, right? He came back and said like, no, take accountability for yourself. The balls are fine.
Right.
But it's like, okay, but you guys are the ones with the problem.
Yeah, the pitchers, the players need to be united on this, because we know that there's something's up with the ball.
Right.
And it's been something up with the ball for years.
It's either the ball or the fact that some pitchers just can't control without sticky stuff anymore.
Right.
You have a bunch of people who are just trying to throw as hard as they can, and the control they had was because of the sticky stuff, and now they're throwing these ridiculously fast balls with no control. And that's the thing, is like everyone was saying yesterday, like, if you want to send a statement pitch, like you shouldn't throw it up and in. Like, what if he were to miss? Like, what if he didn't hit his location? I'm like,
they do miss. That's why Pete Alonso got hit twice
exactly.
already.
And I'm like, that's the whole freaking point. So if you're going to open that floodgate and be like, well, don't throw a pitch that could, if you miss, it could be dangerous. Well, then let's tell the Cardinals pitchers to do the same thing. If you don't have the control without sticky stuff or with these crappy balls, if you don't have the control to hit your spots, then stop throwing inside. Like it has to, and I don't think that should be what it is, but I don't think you should tell the Mets pitchers, no, you can't throw up and in, because what if you miss?
Right.
It makes no sense.
See, I don't know what the answer is though, because they keep fucking around with the ball, which is weird. Like, just pick one ball and run with it. Like, I don't understand why in this sport they have to fuck around with it so much. Like, in the juiced ball era, whatever you want to call it, of a few years ago when Pete Alonso had 53 home runs, would he be doing that now with this ball? No, probably not. So, what Bassett was saying too is like every time you pick up a ball, it feels different.
And he said every
There's
inning
no
the balls were different.
Right. So in one inning you have grip, one inning you don't.
Right.
Like you could be wild in the first and strike out the side in the second. So it's like, give them an even playing field here and let them be consistent. So I'm not against sticky stuff.
Yeah.
If everyone's using it and like, hey, MLB says this is the product you can use, then like
if everyone's entitled to the same advantage, fine. Right.
And then go from there. But it's funny. I don't know how many batters the Mets pitchers have hit so far, but for the Mets to be hit 19 times is wild.
But also, like, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how the fact that at the time, the best team in baseball.
By the way, X-rays seem to have come back negative for JD Davis, which is good. All right,
love that.
As you were.
The best team in baseball, one of, if not the best team offensively. Like, it's not a coincidence that they're the ones getting hit. You can't, like, yes, to a certain degree, it's not happening on purpose, but you have a bunch of pitchers who are trying to back hitters off the plate who don't have the control to do that, who are accidentally hitting them. And it's not happening to crappier teams because they're not as much of an offensive threat. So
that brings me to my next point. Mm-hmm. So how many Pirate players do you think have been hit by pitches so far this year?
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's going to prove my point or completely shatter it, and it's going to be ironic. So I don't know. Just tell me.
Well, just guess.
The Mets have had 19 hits so far?
Mets have had 19. How many Pirates players have been hit by pitches?
I'm going to say 7.
0.
There you go.
0.
There you go.
Because no one's scared.
No one cares.
Yeah, no one's scared of the Pirates.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the whole point. So yes, and that's why like everyone's trying to say, the Mets can't be getting upset. They're not doing it on purpose. But there is a correlation. If they're not trying to hit them on purpose, but if you're not a good enough of a pitcher to make the pitch you're trying to make and you keep hitting them, that's a problem. And the Mets have every right to step up for themselves one way or another.
Well, I think also the fact is like pitchers are generally throwing harder across the board as well.
Agreed.
So it's almost like they're throwing for speed. The fastballs are, typically closer to 100 now than low 90s.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And guys that are throwing this hard maybe shouldn't be throwing this hard.
Exactly.
Like you said, you know what I mean? So it's like if they can't control it and they can't get the grip of it, then guys like Pete Alonso get hit in the head.
It shouldn't be the Mets batters that have to just take it and adjust. The pitchers should have to adjust and be better at their job. I don't think that's too much of the Mets to ask. And like they tried like articulating that in their post-game interviews. Nothing is changing. MLB isn't stepping in. So no, I don't blame them for saying, hey, this is how you locate a pitch. This is where we wanted it to be. And you backed off the plate and no one had to get freaking hit for it to happen.
Right.
I don't see a problem with that. I very much, and I think MLB for the most part has pretty much phased out the notion of, if you accidentally hit one of our guys, we're going to intentionally hit your star player the next inning. That's not really a thing anymore. And I don't encourage that. And I don't encourage anyone to purposely try and hit someone in the head, but that's also not what the Mets were doing.
Right.
They weren't trying to hit anyone and they didn't. That's how you successfully do that. Like that is still allowed. That is still part of the game. I don't know. I could rant about this forever.
I was hoping that it was going to be like a full on blowout, like brawl, because I feel like not only I don't want people to get hurt, but like, I feel like the last time I saw a real fight was
with the Mets?
Odor. No, Odor and who was it? Joey. Who did we bring in? Who did we get from Toronto Blue Jays?
Jose Bautista?
Yeah.
They fought. Yes.
That was like the last fight that I saw. They fought at second base. It wasn't even like something, it wasn't like totally different story. But I feel like that was like the last real baseball fight that I saw. But anyway, we do have a doubleheader coming up. Yeah, Joey Betts. What's up, MJ? How you doing? We do have the doubleheader coming up on Tuesday. It is a single admission doubleheader. I believe there's like 6 tickets left if you want to go and pick them up on Mets.com/the7linearmy. Unfortunately, since it is a doubleheader and Julia's got like a million dogs to walk, she cannot make the game on Tuesday. And why don't you let the people know where you sit typically normally?
I sit in section 142, which is right next to the opposing team's dugout.
To my left.
Row 1. So you can quite literally heckle the entire Braves bullpen appropriately. Respectfully.
Not throwing garbage on the field like you're a Yankee fan.
No. All good fun.
Bald Vinny, get your house in order.
Yeah. The Mets, when they're, having their little warm-ups with the balls in the outfield, they always throw it right there. You're in good prime real estate.
Well, maybe to you. I don't know. Like, I don't think that they're throwing it to everybody.
No, but they're throwing it like into the 7-line section usually. And if you're in the front row, it's easy to catch one.
Do you remember when one of the players from, I don't know what team it was, threw a ball up to one of our friends with like his phone number and everything on it? We won't say who it is, but do you remember that?
Yes, but that also kind of happened to me last season.
Really?
Yeah. Are you thinking of me?
No.
Okay, then this happened twice.
Oh, well, there you go. So anyway,
we'll leave it there.
Maybe you'll sit in Julia's seat and
get a Braves pitcher's phone number.
Yeah, maybe that'll happen. So, do you have your question?
Okay, so here's the thing. Once I sit down, I realize I have it in my head. I didn't write it down. I just want to really quickly make sure I don't mess it up. So I'm just going to confirm one thing. So talk for like 2 seconds.
So if you guys don't know what we're about to do here, Julia's going to give away that ticket because she can't make the game. If you want to meet up with me prior, we're probably going to have a couple of drinks in the parking lot. I don't really know what's going on as far as the tailgate is concerned. I don't really think we're going to tailgate. It's a 3:00 start on a Tuesday. A lot of people are going to roll in whenever they can make it out of work.
Right.
Some people are going to do half days or just bang out of the day completely. But I'm probably going to park in the marina. If you want to meet up with me prior, that's cool. If not, you just go into the stands. We will send you the barcode once we have it. I think they come like a day or two before the game. So we'll figure it out how to get you the ticket. But Julia is about to give away the ticket live on the show right now to one person in the chat. So during the pandemic, when it first started, because I think we are still in a pandemic, but when COVID first hit, we started a show called Big Apple Trivia that Julia hosted on Instagram from her basement, and her dog was always like barking. It was hilarious.
Bugsy.
But she ran the show by herself, which is pretty impressive. So like I would watch it at my house. She would go live on the 7 Lines Instagram account.
Yeah, it was sometimes a train wreck, but it was fun.
It was great. It was fun. So players would request to be a part of the show, and sometimes they didn't even work at all. Where like you'd hit the button and like someone would be like, there was a few weirdos.
There was some weirdos.
So the show, Julia would have to like preface it like, don't be weird.
Yeah. There was only 2 rules. Don't cheat. Oh, 3 rules. Don't cheat. Keep your eyes closed when you're answering the question so you can't read the chat for the answers. And just don't be freaking weird.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was otherwise very straightforward.
But it was a good time. I loved it. I think you had a decently fun time with it. So
I did.
What we're doing now is Julia's going to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep my eye on the chat, which we could see comments come in from both Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching, I'm about to burp. I'm sorry. If you're watching on Twitter, then hop on over to one of those platforms quick if you want to play. So the first person to correctly answer this question will get the ticket for free to Tuesday. If you can't make the game for whatever reason, we could forward it to someone else that you choose.
Yes.
And just remember that your comments or your chat on your screen might not match the one that I'm seeing here as far as what's in the order.
Yes.
But I will highlight whoever the first person is. That comment will go on the screen and you will be the winner.
Yes.
So
and
take it away whenever you're ready.
Again, I want to give people an extra second in case they're watching on Twitter to get over somewhere they can comment. In authentic Big Apple trivia fashion, spelling does count.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
I thought it didn't count.
No, it did. It was very important.
Well, you're going to have to write it
Spelling
down for me because I'm going to be scrolling through.
You'll be fine. It's not a hard thing to spell. It just don't, type so fast you spell it wrong. Okay. So again, I didn't write this question down, so I'm going to try and say it as smoothly as possible. I thought of this question after we came up with this idea after the walk-off against the Cardinals with Dom Smith sliding into first base and all that. So in the spirit of walk-offs, I was thinking of previous Mets walk-offs. So my question is, almost exactly 15 years ago to the day of that walk-off on April 24th, 2007, what Met in the bottom of the 12th inning laid down a walk-off drag bunt to beat the Rockies 2-1? And I will show you who it was. It's a Mets classic that's on SNY all the time.
Yeah. Like we were talking about before. Wow, I'm actually shocked that out of all the... Oh, here we go. We got the answer.
Let's go.
Jeremy... where is it? Hold on. Before I click the wrong one. It was Andy Chavez.
Woo-hoo!
Shout out to Jeremy Stacy. Let me write that down so I can contact you
Jeremy.
after the game, after the show.
You have the chance to get a Braves bullpen pitcher's phone number this Tuesday, May 3rd.
Jeremy Stacy. All right, cool. So that's how we're going to give away the ticket. Jeremy, congrats to you. If you want to hang out before, let me know. If you can't make it for whatever reason, we will give it to somebody else. So a lot of people are saying, what's funny? Like once someone writes the right answer, a bunch of people write it after.
Yes.
Like, what's the point? Like it's already over.
Well, again, we don't know the order.
True.
Some people's feeds are delayed.
That's true.
That's what it is.
So if you want to come and you aren't Jeremy and you're not getting it for free, there's a few left. Single admission doubleheader, $44 at Citi Field. Mets versus Braves, kind of an important game, even though it's early in May. And they're playing two of them. So 2 for the price of 1, $44. You get the ticket and the 7 Line Armies 2022 jersey. If you happen to not be available that day, the next tickets to go up will be the following day, next Wednesday. And those tickets are for the June 18th game. And it is our first night Saturday game of the season. So we are definitely going to be tailgating before it. Also, it gets a little bit warmer in June, so it should be a fun time there for like a full day of hanging out at the ballpark. So those are a little bit more expensive, as you probably know. Game tickets, Mets game tickets in like April and September are less expensive than when we get into the summer months.
Right.
We don't make the prices. That's just how it works. So this is $82, June 18th. And those go up on Wednesday, the 4th, which is next week at 10 a.m. on Mets.com/the 7 Line Army. So you're not going to Denver.
I'm not.
Unfortunately, but we are. So we're going to be out there on the 21st of May, which is next month. And the pregame party is all set. We have the details up on the website. And did I tell you did you happen to see the tweets I put up from the bar up the street?
No.
Okay, so I called another bar up the street.
Yes. I
oh
did see
my
this.
God.
I'm sorry, I did see this.
I have never gotten I was on the phone with this guy. And I was like, granted, I understand if you're like a somewhat busy bar already,
right.
you might not care about the extra influx of
but also
customers
just
that are coming
terrible
in.
Customer service.
Oh my God.
That's
so
awful.
if you didn't see the tweets, I called this bar up the street a few weeks ago because the initial one that we went to a few years ago was great for what it was, but we only sold like 600 tickets to that one. So the venue was fine for what we needed. Now we sold like 1,300 tickets. We can't fit in the original place anymore.
Right.
So I was like, where can we go that's big? Called this place, got this guy on the phone, explained to him who we were, what we're about. He's like, wow, that's a lot of people. Like he knew every detail you could possibly know. I'm like, we sold 1,300 tickets. We're not looking for anything special. We don't need anything private.
Just
we
want you to be prepared for
us.
Yeah.
That you're cool with us bringing hundreds and hundreds of extra people to your bar.
Right.
Granted, 1,300 people don't go to the pregame, but at least 400 will.
Mm-hmm.
At least.
Right.
Look at the photos. Look at the marches. Look at I send these people pictures, right?
Yeah.
So the guy was like, yeah, I'll put together a package for you. I'll talk to everyone here and we'll get back to you. This was like a month ago. Another week goes by. I call. I ask for him. I left a message for him to call me back. He didn't call me back. I call again last week, and I'm like, hey, dude, like I finally get him on the phone.
Right.
We're a few weeks away. And he goes, who is this again? And I'm like, this is the name, right? Like I wrote it down. I'm like, he's like, yeah. It's like, we talked. He's like, I've probably had 5,000 conversations between now and then, like similar conversations. Like, wait,
yeah, sure.
You had similar conversations from Mets fans bringing 1,300 people to your bar, and I'm not even asking for like a commission or anything.
Right,
I'm like giving you this business.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you, man. Like, all right, cool. Like, we'll talk to you soon. He still doesn't call. I still didn't tell him that we weren't going there, but he still doesn't call me back with any details.
That's insane. That's just, I mean, like, listen.
Imagine his boss knew about this.
I know.
Like, oh my God.
That's crazy.
Thousands and thousands of extra dollars in like a couple hours.
Right.
We stay for like 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
And we're like, all right, let's go in. Like first pitch, unbelievable.
That's
so
wild.
Anyway, I called a place which I didn't know existed. I should have called this place first because it's actually way better, way cooler. They have a rooftop and everything.
Oh, awesome.
So we are going instead to a place that appreciates our business. It is called Jackson's. So Jackson's in Denver. It's at the right at the entrance to home plate. You can't miss it.
Right.
It's gigantic. They have a rooftop. They have like a whole nightclub area, which obviously we're not going to utilize, but the place is gigantic. So we are going to be there pre-gaming. You can see some photos here if you're watching live. This is their rooftop. So the rooftop will not hold 1,000 people, but a couple hundred at least could fit up there. So we are saying that we're going to get there at 2:00. The game starts at 6:10, something like that. Let me see. Where does it say? I don't know what time it starts, but we're going to get there. Where is it? Sorry to scroll through here and give you guys a headache.
No,
game starts at 6:10. We're going to get there at 2:00. And if you want to get a spot on the roof, definitely get there by 2 because it's probably going to fill up pretty quick. So they are going to do a couple specials, $7 vodka Red Bulls. If you want to tie one on a little bit, get a little extra juice.
That's a lot of extra juice.
A little extra juice in the bloodstream there. And then a bucket of Coors Lights, buy 4, get 1 free. That's for $24 for 5 ice cold pints. It's not like the 12-ounce cans. It's like a 16-ounce. So
damn,
not a bad deal. $24, and we're going to be out there.
That looks awesome.
Having a good time. Yeah, I cannot wait. I can't wait.
I'm so jealous.
It's our second time there. Our first time was great. The Mets won. And that was during like the stretch run through.
Yeah, that was
August.
2015.
Yeah,
right?
it was 2015. It was incredible.
Yeah.
So it should be a fun time. So if you want to join us for the pregame, maybe you didn't buy tickets or you missed out, and you want to just come to the pregame, by all means, you should come on down. So
awesome.
Do you happen to know about Kyle from We Gotta Believe? He's the producer for that.
No,
podcast.
I know of the podcast, but I don't know Kyle.
So We Gotta Believe is a Barstool podcast. I went and hung out with those guys on opening day in New York City at the Barstool HQ. So I don't know what Kyle was thinking when he came up with this idea. So I'm glad this is the first time you're hearing it because I want your real reaction here. So what Kyle is doing, he's picking a game per week where he walks on a treadmill for the entire duration of the game from first pitch until final out. So he says he's walking until the World Series win or they are eliminated, 1 game per week. So if you had to guess, because I asked you a little bit before about a guess on how many Pirates have been hit by pitches, how many miles do you think he walks per game?
Oh my God, I don't even know. I guess it kind of depends at the speed at which
and
he's
runs.
walking.
He runs during rallies too. So like if he needs a rally, he starts running.
That's actually amazing.
Look at this. I think I can get the sound here. Hold on. Let me put the sound on.
You're gonna keep hitting our guys. You better be ready for. You're gonna keep hitting our guys. You better be ready for the smoke. Fuck, you don't give a fuck. You don't play that. Blue collar baseball. He's old school. I love it. You're gonna keep hitting.
So how many miles do you think Kyle goes per game?
I'm really not sure. I'm trying to think of like the mile that I can run when I'm trying.
Look how soaked his shirt is.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like I, on my best day, run like a 10-minute mile.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
A 10-minute mile running?
Yeah.
No way.
I'm not fast.
That's not possible.
I'm not fast.
All right. Well,
I go very slow. I have no idea. I can't conceptualize. I don't know what an
and he got The
answer would
Rock
be.
to reply to him.
No way.
Yeah. So
for what reason?
He put something up saying like, hey, I need some motivation. Shout out to The Rock for being my spirit animal. And The Rock replied, happy to help, brother. And The Rock used the hashtag LGM.
Let's go.
So like, I guess The Rock is a Mets fan or whoever helps The Rock run his social media. So anyway, Kyle's doing this each week. So where's his stats? He had it up here. Okay, so here we go. How many miles do you think he walked yesterday?
He did it for yesterday's game.
Yeah, yesterday's game. He does one a week.
I don't know. I don't know what an accurate answer is.
Okay, I'm going to let you know.
Suit. Okay, tell me.
14.65 miles yesterday.
No.
So far, he's walked in just 3 times doing this, 42.82 miles in 3 games.
Honestly, this is an
3,000
incredible idea for like weight loss and like.
He doesn't need to.
But still, like if this is something you wanted to do to motivate yourself, this is kind of awesome.
3,069 calories burned so far this season and almost 43 miles.
That's crazy.
So he's doing like more. He's basically doing more than a half a marathon per Mets game each week.
I was just going to say one of the marathons was this past week and it was like 13 something miles.
Well, that's a half.
Yeah.
Because 26.2. You ever see the stickers on people's cars like 26.2?
Yeah.
I think there's some people that put.
That's a marathon, right?
26.2 is, but I think there's also like a religious thing where people put up like a different number. It looks
Bible
the same
verse.
as that.
It's like a Bible verse kind of thing.
It looks the same as the 26.2, but it's not that. It's something else. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I don't know. But shout out to Kyle because that's an unbelievable idea.
That's crazy. He's just for no reason doing that. There's no like
just probably just for content. I mean, I'm watching it. Like I'm excited about it.
That's funny. I love that he runs for rallies.
Yeah, run for rallies.
Really funny. Especially like late game rallies where like you're already freaking exhausted and now you have to run. That's amazing.
All right, since we're talking Twitter here, I have to bring up another one of my favorite follows. I'm not sure if you follow Real Black 14. Do you know anything about Real Black 14?
No, I have no idea what
this
is.
All right, well, I'm about to play a few clips here from Gregory Princeville. I think it's Princeville. How would you say that? Princeville.
Princeville, yeah.
Okay, Greg. He has a song for pretty much every.
You played some of these on the show before, right?
I want to save these to the soundboard because they're incredible. He has a song for almost every single player. Listen to this one.
It doesn't matter what you do. Trevor's gonna come for you. You don't want to face him again. When he comes from the pen, he'll get out 1 through 3. He will K somebody. Guess what? It's gonna be May. Let's go, Mets!
He has one for everybody. So this was pinned from last summer.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Beat him? Doesn't matter. Everybody. You want to beat him? You want to try and beat him? Doesn't matter. Everybody. The fielder guy plays for the Mets. And Nimmo was his name-o. N-I-M-M-O, 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 and Nimmo was his name-o. Yeah!
Unbelievable. What's this one?
Be your needle, babe. I can be your needle, baby. I can kiss away your pain. I can be your needle. I can kiss away your pain.
I love people.
I'm going to play another one here because this is my first one hearing of his that's not like a love song or whatever that was. What was that just now? I could be your hero, baby, or whatever.
Yeah.
This is Beastie Boys.
This is all your Bassitage. 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 I'm Chris Bassett. I got your casket in your face. That's what it takes. Yeah, I can't stop rocking it.
Excellent.
I also love how like
it's Stalin Mate. It's Stalin Mate in here.
Like the background, he's always like sitting in the dark, like he's just watching the game, and like it seems like inspiration just strikes.
Fielder guy plays for the Mets, and Nimmo was his name.
He did that one already. So I guess he repeats them every once in a while.
What a dum bum, dum dum dee dum dum bum, dum dum dee dum dum bum.
But these will only get like 100 views. Like these should be.
Francisco Lindor when he hits the ball, I feel emoted. I feel so much anymore.
Love it. I can't get enough. I'll sit here and scroll through.
I could shrieve higher just for one moment in my life. I want to get some outs tonight. If I could shrieve.
What song is that?
I don't know.
So like even Shreve has a song.
I love it. I don't know. I've never. I know you've definitely played one of these on the show before.
They're unbelievable.
But I've never seen. Tag me in something so I can follow him. That's
Okay, so
funny.
Real Black 14, love it. Definitely very creative. I've seen him go to some games with his kids, and I guess his kids are not impressed with this Twitter fame that he has. I think it's unbelievable though. So keep doing your thing. I share them as much as I can whenever I see them. So absolutely hilarious. Definitely worth a follow. So let me know about Mark Canna looking. I've never seen Scrubs in my life.
Okay.
How do I find this tweet?
I emailed it to you.
I know, but was it a long time ago?
Not too long, but I did.
Right,
I was on my bullshit yesterday.
Explain to me what's going on because I don't know anything about Scrubs.
Okay. The show Scrubs. My boyfriend has got me watching. I never watched it before, and I'm only on season 4, so don't give me any spoilers. But I've started watching
this
Scrubs.
Right here?
Yes, I started watching Scrubs with my boyfriend. My favorite character is Dr. Cox. And what I've realized is that he's Mark Canna's twin, and it's kind of terrifying. But they look exactly the same. Isn't that crazy? I like every time he goes up to bat, I'm like, who does he look like? He looks like someone, and it's freaking Dr. Perry Cox. So if anybody watches Scrubs and gets the reference, I hope you appreciate this. I love finding doppelgangers.
I don't watch Scrubs, but that is very, very, very similar.
It's fun. You've seen my Ruben Tejada Taylor Swift doppelganger picture, right?
No,
it's
but
an oldie.
What was going on in our group chat? Is there like another Taylor Swift? Who's this girl?
Olivia Rodrigo.
Who is that?
All right. I love that I get to talk about this without Richie interrupting me. So Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay.
She's one of those like rose to stardom as like a Disney Channel star kind of people.
Okay.
Okay. You know that song Driver's License that was huge this year? Oh my God.
You're
not that old. You're not that old.
I just don't care.
Kelly is young and hip. Like I know she knows this
I don't
song.
care about this stuff.
Okay.
That's why.
So she had this huge song called Driver's License, and it got a lot of attention because it was very obvious.
Go? I can't play it on here because we'll get flagged.
Just like we always talked about. You won't know.
Is it on the radio? I don't listen to the radio.
It was on the radio. It was nominated. She was nominated for 7 Grammys this year.
I listen to The Fan from like bookend to bookend. Like I wake up and I have The Fan on.
You don't know Olivia Rodrigo.
No idea.
But anyway, the bottom line is Olivia Rodrigo has said it herself. She learned songwriting because she is a huge Taylor Swift fan.
Does Taylor Swift even write her own songs?
Yes. Oh my God. Taylor Swift has written every single one of her songs.
I know that like, what's his name? The redheaded dude would write everyone's songs.
No.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift has written every song she's ever written or co-wrote, whatever. Yes. And she's one of the most incredible songwriters of our generation. And Olivia Rodrigo grew up being a fan of hers, and that's how she learned to write songs. So Richie, knowing how easily triggered I am by Taylor Swift slander, will try to just stir the pot and tell me that Olivia Rodrigo is better. I love Olivia Rodrigo. I'm a huge fan, so I'm not going to pit two queens against each other. But the fact of the matter is, Taylor Swift is the blueprint, and there is no Olivia Rodrigo without Taylor Swift, and that's That's the whole thing.
I don't know anything. I don't know.
Full, talented, amazing, beautiful young women, but Olivia Rodrigo is not her.
She's young. She's like a teenager.
She's 19.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Yeah. So, yeah, no idea. Anyway, back to the Mets for a second. Well, even kind of whatever. If you want to be in the running to win this week's giveaway, which is the 7-line gift card, maybe you want to buy the new sneakers. They're going to come out soon. We have to get the Denver outing out of the way first. So like the Denver, actually, I'm going to pick up the shirts right now after we turn this thing off. So we have to get Denver out of the way, and then the sneakers will go up. We also have some other stuff. We have some sundresses coming out. You've been meaning to pick up the stuff that you've had me reserved for.
Do not let me leave without it. Yeah, do not let me leave without it. Okay. I will literally drive off the road.
So we have a whole bunch of stuff coming out. So share the show to be in the running. Right now, we are going to give away the Lindor bobblehead from last week, though. There are 2 of them. We are giving one away on Twitter and one away on Facebook. On Twitter, the winner is at PandaMan1967.
Woo-hoo.
And on Facebook, it is David Figueroa.
Yay.
I wonder if he's related to Nelson Figgy. So you are going to win these bobble gnomes, which I think the Mets are giving away this weekend.
April 30th.
Are you sure?
99.9% sure.
Okay. So if you aren't Panda Man or David, you can get yours at Citi Field Saturday.
Yes.
So head on out to Citi Field for that. Thanks to the Mets for sending those over. And next Friday, I have one more thing to promote here. I don't know if you're coming to this. Like I don't have enough on my plate next week, but we are doing a viewing party at Sayville Bait and Tackle.
I did see this.
Are you coming?
If I can figure it out with work, yes.
Okay, so next Friday, Mets versus Phillies. The first time we are going to be using the Seven Lines truck in years. So come on out. It's going to be a fun time. Sayville Bait and Tackle. They took over a spot that used to be called what was it called? I don't even remember. It's in Sayville. It's a good spot. They completely gutted it, and they have the largest television in Sayville. So we're going to be out there next Friday from 5 to 7. I'll have the truck out front selling some merch, and then the game starts at 7 against the Phillies. Inside, we're going to be in there watching the game. They're going to have the sound on. There's going to be some drink specials, some food specials. It's going to be a great time. So I don't know if you are familiar with the Boomer and Geo show, but Geo lives in Sayville, and he's going to swing by as well. So it should be a fun time. And maybe Julia will be there. If not, at least I will be with the truck. So come on out, have a fun time, enjoy some suds, maybe check out the new spot if you haven't been to Sayville Bait and Tackle yet. But great friends of the Seven Lines, so we're excited to head their way. So Mets are off tonight. Phillies come into town this weekend. Tomorrow night is McGill versus Nola. Saturday is Walker versus Gibson, and Sunday is Scherzer versus Eflin. They are all night games. So I don't know if you saw what they're doing for the Sunday night ESPN game. If you happen to notice while you were trying to frantically get over here.
Is someone mic'd up?
Yes.
Is it Lindor?
Yes.
Love it.
So this Sunday night, at the request of Bryce Harper.
Yes, I saw this a while ago.
I think he said, like, when he was mic'd up, like, oh, get Lindor on here. So
right.
DeComo tweeted a little bit before noon today that Lindor agreed to be mic'd up during the Sunday night baseball game against the Phillies this weekend, and he will converse with the booth live during the game. I know that there was a little bit of bad blood there between the Mets and Phillies during their last meetup. So imagine there's like a benches clearing.
Love it. And mic'd up.
Mic'd up with Lindor. I think that would be hilarious.
That's crazy. I feel like the Mets will be on their best behavior for that reason.
Knowing
that someone's mic'd up. Yeah, probably.
Sometimes I forget I'm mic'd up right here and I'm sitting with like lights and cameras on me,
Yeah, but they have a lot more to lose. So
yeah,
we'll see.
All right, guys. So Julia will let me know when we could do the show next week.
I told you.
Any day
after 12.
Shit. Maybe next Wednesday.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I think next Wednesday works. All right, so circle it for your calendar next week, Wednesday at noon. And next Friday, definitely try to get out there. Happy birthday to my wife this Saturday. Happy anniversary to us on Monday. It's going to be a jammed-packed week for us next week, so it should be a fun time. So thank you, guys. Talk to you soon. Let's go Mets. Thanks for Julia getting here in time and not having COVID anymore. And we will see you guys.
Hold on. Wait for it. It's worth the wait.
We will see you guys next week.
Nice game, pretty boy.
You got it.
Where is it?
No, it's worth the wait. Isn't you?
Put it in the box.
Oh my God, that's so loud. All right. See you guys.